talking about how to price the product across. Now, many people do not know in the web. They think web is a high-end business. People will be willing to pay huge amount of money in buying the products across. Now, this is true for the 1% of the customers in India, but not to the other 98% of the customer who are well below the middle class and below the middle class segment about it. So you please understand, when you are targeting a customer, normally try to give a free demo of your product or of your service. If your product cannot be free demo, at least put a video about how they can use the product, how the product can be used by people. If you are in a service industry where you can do a free demo, it will help them to satisfy their fears, doubts, and the conflicting information they have in their mind across. So the first thing in pricing a product is whether can you give a free demo. There are many companies who have accepted it. They try to give a free demo for 5 days, 10 days, 15 days. Even a company like Buffer tried to give a product experiment. Buffer is the company where you can post your social media in from one platform to all the other. Suppose you put a poster in that Buffer, you can send it at the same time to LinkedIn, Twitter, WhatsApp, Pinterest, like that. Now, even they give it across. So please understand, if you have a service thing, you first need to do lot of free sampling and lot of demo needs to be brought about. If you are not having a demo, you are going to have a problem with the customer very, very clearly. The second thing is, please understand, in India, the price point is anything between 100 to 1000 rupees. People are very comfortable in experimenting. Now, beyond 1000 rupees, you should have a strong reputation, recognition in the market, and you should have survived for more than 5-6 years, and literally your reviews must be flawless for people to experiment on this level. In spite of that, it is better to start with a low base model of where people can experiment your product, even if it is a short period of time, let's say 5 to 10 days to 15 days across as a person. This will help you to pick up the sale. For example, you take Haldiram's were to give a free sampling to all the people who log in into their website or log in with their WhatsApp group or anything like that. They will not only get customers, but also they will get a huge amount of orders, because normally when people are very happy with their free sampling and also a low-end model, they would be very happy across. The problem with a lot of entrepreneurs who run the business in the website is they do not understand they cannot have a high priced product or a medium sized product. Most of the product must be in 100 to 1000 rupees range. That is how people will be able to buy the product from you as a person. Now, this is very true for doctors, dentists, or astrologers as a person, and also for a variety of people who sell the product in the low end segment. For example, you take Myntra, who tries to sell the product between 750 to 1000 rupees, where most of the girls will be willing to buy the product, plus they also give free offers. So the third most important component is, can you give offers, can you give discounts, can you give first timers pricing across. All these things will help you to garner the customer, then simply advertising your product also. The fourth one is the structure of buying. People should be able to buy your service for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 10 months also. People should be able to buy the product, or they should be able to bundle up and buy it for 1 year also. Once you understand the customer psychology, that they would like to buy the product for 1 month, 2 months, and then they would like to go to 3 to 6 to 9 to 12-month packages, that should be very easy for you. Many of the companies try to bundle the product and say you have to buy for 12 months, is not going to work, because you are going to have a lot of problem in convincing the customer to make such a long-term commitment. So try to have products or services where they can experiment with a low price point or for a minimal period of time, or they can have a demo as a person. Now once you understand this, you will have the website conversion which will be very high for you as a person. Now without understanding this, many people try to keep it for 12 months, 24 months. Most of the time the customers will not be interested. The fourth most important feature in pricing the product is the way you take the money. You should be willing to take the money in any way, even though it is cumbersome, even though it is tedious, even though it is difficult. Don't rely on credit card in India, because most people do not have credit card in India, so they have a huge amount of problem. Try to use the BHIM app, Paytm, bank transfer, any manner, or cash on delivery, or any manner which is befitting for you as a person. If you have only multiple payment option, people will be interested in buying your product. For example, you take Amazon. Amazon will do cash on delivery, or you can pay it and then they will deliver it to you. Amazon is very flexible in the way they take the money. You can even pay through Amazon, Paytm, PhonePe, MobiKwik. Like that, there are various ways you can pay Amazon. So a good company will be able to take the product, and you will be able to take wherever the money comes. So there are 4 thumb rules which is very important. Give a free demo, make people buy a product in a very low commitment scale. Third one, structure the product in such a way that they don't have a long-term commitment, but if they want, they can go in for a long-term commitment. And the fourth most important thing is, you can make them you can take the money in any way, so that the customer does not feel inconvenience. Once you come to this way, then your product will be very clear. Now if you want to charge higher, add on features about it, which is done by most of the companies in the social media. But if you are a first time entrepreneur who is getting into the web, if you are a woman who is getting into the web, try to sell. If you're going to sell achar, try to sell at about 5 rupees a pocket, or possibly 50 rupees a jar. You will see a lot of people who will be evincing interest into your product. Give them free sample, and also take the money in the manner which they are willing to pay it across. Once you understand this kind of a structuring of the product is very important, and do not try to give fancy names which people don't understand. You should be able to explain your product in a very simple manner. For example, the great James Cameron in the Titanic movie was asked to explain the movie. He said, Romeo and Juliet in a sinking ship. Just 6 letters he was able to explain. Somebody asked, what is the meaning of selling web space? They explained it in a real life situation. To buy a building, to build a building, you need a land. So to make something in the website, you need the space. The space is sold by the web seller. Now once you understand like this, you should be able to explain your product or services in a very simplified manner, which even a common man can understand. If you are going to talk a lot of mumbo jumbo about it, and it is like listening to a Carnatic music, people will find it very difficult to buy your product. Sometimes because of this problem, I have seen many companies losing money in their entire thing. So please understand, explain your product in a very easy manner. There are some products which are self-explainable, but in most cases we should be able to explain the product in a very simplified and an easy manner. Once you do this, your sales will pick up in a major manner, because you have cracked the very core of the digital marketing of pricing the product, structuring the product, and able to deliver it across. Thank you.